Yes, exactly. As we are diving into our second series of the day, we started off with a bit of Australia on Australia action, but now we are diving into that sea.
I get it.
God damn it, Yaku.
As we start off our series here on Lightshade LE, we're in the bottom right-hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom right-hand corner of the map. We have the pink Darren player. He is coming down from the land of Singapore. And I gotta tell you, Light, it is so jarring to see that Singapore flag for once. Exclamation mark, Funara, Revenant, and Whisk, and all the others.
Psycho.
Psycho, yeah. Here, in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, representing the Brorios, we have DarKVoiD.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner as we have a couple of subscribers to shout out going for that pool first opening. We have the Vietnamese Zerg. He is red, representing Intensity Esports. It is MeomaikA.
Thank you very much, DadBot Extreme. For the sub.
What's
For
that?
the sub.
What does that mean? What does that look
Did I
like?
misread it?
No, that's correct. I was surprised. Okay. I was surprised by what you just said. Oh god. Give it to us, DadBot Extreme. Oh god.
Oh, no. That's what happened to Nuddles, I guess.
Oh god.
The only dad I know, funnily enough.
Aye. Also, thank you so much for Phoenix for subscribing 20 months in a row. Hold on. Can I wanted to do a fanfare, but it would show a player name, so I probably shouldn't.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna clap until it hit 20. I lost count.
I lost count as well, mate. Look, you burned the book, okay? We can't do the math anymore.
Meanwhile, MeomaikA, I mean, doing MeomaikA things, really. He's playing a little bit of pressure with his pool first, but mostly he was just trying to get a bit of an early queen. That SCV actually does go down. I thought for sure that Reaper had enough DPS on it.
Aye. So did I. Like, it looked like the Reaper was about to kill the Ling before he got the SCV, but in the end, the CC was delayed. So this opener, honestly, kind of worth it for MeomaikA, right? The pool first, getting some SCVs, getting the Marine.
Yeah, very well worth it. And again, that was only 4 Zerglings. The main idea behind the pool first for MeomaikA is usually 1, to be safe, just in case, and more importantly 2, to get a queen out earlier on so he can start, I guess in the ZvT, start injecting a lot quicker. In the ZvZ, it's mostly just to chase away overlords.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the queens are here. The Reaper, thankfully, will go into the natural. I was a little bit concerned that he wouldn't, and DarKVoiD does see the very fast lair.
He does. That is ballsy from MeomaikA.
It's almost done, mate.
And it really is.
Oh god. So now a bunch of things must be running through DarKVoiD's head, right? Like, is this 2-base Muta? Is this gonna be some Nidus play? Like, he's gonna try and confirm, but there are queens here to stop him from getting into the main.
Oh man, and we do have confirmation that it is in fact gonna be a Spire, whether it's Mutas or Corruptors. Not quite sure. It's usually Mutas, but you never really know.
With MeomaikA, yeah. we should preface that.
Yeah.
But it should be Mutas, as you said. I mean, DarKVoiD, he has a piece of the puzzle, right? He saw the early lair, so it very much so could be this.
It very much could be. I'm hoping he gets some mines out of that factory, because right now, DarKVoiD, it feels like he's kind of in a sort of Goldilocks situation, or reverse Goldilocks. He has delayed his start base, expecting aggression coming his way, but he really doesn't have much of any anti-air to defend either. Maybe he's just looking to go for a very quick stim timing, but we'll see. Yes,
Hey.
Widow Mines.
Beautiful, mate, beautiful. Another thing that just happened is he did, I believe, sacrifice a Reaper or a Hellion. He did go into the natural base, and the Spire was scouted. So DarKVoiD knows 100% that it is going to be mutas. And now I have to wonder, MeomaikA, what do you do from here? Because, okay, I was about to say, he knows he got scouted. Is he still going to commit to the mutas? And it looks like he will.
I'm not used to a MeomaikA with commitment.
You know, he's getting older, getting wiser. You know, he's got to settle down one day, right? Gonna be a little bit more committed.
Have a look, you can always, yeah. Something or another, but yeah, MeomaikA is going for the mutas. He very much might as well. I'm still a little bit worried for DarKVoiD here. He needs to defend against these mutas, and then he immediately needs to go for a counterattack because he does not want to get a third base, apparently.
Exactly. Mutas are gonna come in. They're gonna come in. Oh god!
But in the end, only 2 of them do get taken out. The rest of them still very much healthy and alive. The Marines are gonna chase them away, though.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't intentional, but MeomaikA's so lucky that only 3 came in at once. Like,
Yeah.
if the whole group came in, like, he would have lost so many more mutas.
The entire flock. By the end, he only lost 1 per each mine. Oh, a very efficient trade coming down. DarKVoiD still building up for his +1 push.
Oh god, and he just doesn't have enough Marines here. He's being pulled apart a little bit by these mutas. I mean, he's dealing a decent amount of damage to them, but still only those first 2 mutas from the beginning went down. And behind this, MeomaikA has just been droning up like a madman.
Indeed, he has. Getting to the next phase. His Evo chambers are going down. He's even starting to get Burrow, and the Baneling Nest is on the way. MeomaikA is evolving to a much more well-rounded army. DarKVoiD, though, there is a bit of a window of opportunity before MeomaikA is at his most effective. That's why it's so important for Meo to be keeping him back with these few mutas.
Exactly. When this army does push out, right, like there's going to be no Baneling speed. There may be Baneling, sure, but they're going to be slow. So there's still an opportunity here for DarKVoiD to deal a lot of damage. On top of that, MeomaikA, one of the weaknesses, one of the biggest weaknesses that he has is the creep spread. It's non-existent here. Literally only from these overlords.
It's the anti-Starduck.
Oh,
I guess a similar Starduck.
Yeah, he's the Zerg Starduck, man. No vision, mate.
Yeah.
That's
Who even needs it? Very nice pick off on that Widow Mine, but without a buffer, these mutas are still very much dead meat to the Marines.
the Baneling Nest
Will go down!
mates.
That's a lot of AoE just immediately taken out of the equation for MeomaikA. Sure, there's some glaive, there's some bounce on the muta attacks, but when the mutalists die immediately, GG is called. GG? I was feeling a little bit surprised here, like.
Yeah, mate, man with gun. More Marine? Mate, that's all you need.
Only Marine.
Exactly. GG. We were talking about it. There was a window there. There was a timing that DarKVoiD can hit, and MeomaikA wasn't ready for it. He didn't have any Banelings ready. By the time he had Lings out, the Baneling Nest was already dead. The Evo chambers were exposed. The Widow Mines got some juicy connections there on the Lings and the mutas, and there were just enough Marines there to clean up. Again, without Banelings, how do you hope to hold against that?
Well, honestly, I think it may have been doable if MeomaikA didn't lose every single one of his mutas like that. But in the end, he, just wasn't looking at the ground carefully enough, did run them right into those Widow Mines, and DarKVoiD. It takes a game off of MeomaikA, and I wasn't sure if I want to mention this, but there is quite a bit of a difference in level of these 2 players. MeomaikA, of course, being the Grand Platypus himself, always the favorite, no matter which bracket you put him in, at least when it comes to these events. Whereas DarKVoiD, I think he hit Masters once or twice.
I mean, DarKVoiD, he is a Masters currently, I believe. He's a very good Singaporean player. There are some people who would say he's currently like maybe the best in Singapore, since Leo Russia did step away and Psycho isn't as active. And honestly, mate, already up in this series, very impressive.
Here's just one more, and then he advances to the upper semis. But we shall see if that comes to pass, as we continue our series on Romanticide LE. We're in the bottom right-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom right-hand corner. We have the pink Terran player coming down from the land of Singapore, already taking a game off of the Grand Platypus himself. He is going to be representing the Brorios. We have DarKVoiD.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Romanticide LE, mate, he's upset. He is going for that 12 pool opening. We have the Vietnamese Zerg player. He is red, representing Intensity Esports. It is MeomaikA.
This is a pretty significant step ahead of that pool first he did.
Yeah, exactly. Once again, he did save up and he is still going for that very fast queen there, followed by the lings. There are some players who go for their lings and get a little bit of a faster natural base, but MeomaikA, he is all about that queen first. And the lings are already coming out across the map. And I mean, DarKVoiD, his defenses are going to be put to the test here.
They will. Hopefully he's able to keep the Reaper back home. Still a logo coming up over there.
You can see it. Oh, and he scouts.
He does. These Zerglings do not even waste time trying to take out that SCV. They're going straight for the throat. No supply depot there, Light. Someone's trying to build it now.
He's gonna try the SCVs here. He does wall off. The building does go up here, and the Reaper comes out, but the Deeper will still go down.
It will actually gets cancelled right at the last second, so at least DarKVoiD will be able to save himself a little bit of money. Now that a Reaper is out, these lings are going to have a lot of trouble getting damage done. Even more trouble if they get surrounded like that. Is MeomaikA going to go down to the lower bracket? Because things are not going his way at all this game.
Exactly. The lings got cleaned up. They only got 2 SCV kills. On top of that, the CC was delayed, but it wasn't cancelled, right? And that's kind of what you want here as the Zerg player, so things are not going MeomaikA's way.
DarKVoiD doesn't even care. Just let that link chip away for a sec. I thought MeomaikA was going to try to get back in this game with a very, very, very early third base, but apparently not.
I don't know what the I think this is just a miss rally. Yeah, the drone will get picked off there in the end. A little bit unfortunate there. And something that I wanted to touch on earlier when you were talking about how like surprising it was for DarKVoiD to take a game here. MeomaikA, I think we would both agree here, we've casted plenty of him. His worst matchup is ZvT. It is the one that he struggles in the most. He doesn't have a lot of Terran. Yeah, typically he doesn't have a lot of Terran competition here. It's like Azure, and that's kind of it. In these weekly tournaments, he has struggled a little bit more against players like Seether, and even here against DarKVoiD. Like DarKVoiD is looking pretty good here in game 2.
Yeah, very, very solid. It does almost feel like MeomaikA, his opening was the opening he normally does in ZvZ, where he gets the pool first and goes for a quick queen. Very good in ZvZ when you want to start chasing away overlords as quickly as you can. But funnily enough, Terran players don't have overlords.
They don't. That's very astute of you. They do not, and I'm really worried here for MeomaikA.
More insight next week.
You're like, I cast StarCraft.
I'm a consultant.
Oh god. Meanwhile, the Reaper does go down. It goes down for a creep tumor. I don't know if that's necessarily worth it, especially because MeomaikA doesn't spread that much creep. And the Baneling Nest does go unscattered, mate.
It really does. Maybe MeomaikA does. With that, he's getting plenty of lings making their way across the map. And as you said, or as you were sort of questioning earlier on, was it worth it to lose the Reaper? Absolutely not. If it means that you completely give up your map control and you completely give up any scouting information. Very good surround, and I mean DarKVoiD might suspect something is up when there's that many lings, but honestly, he may also just think, yeah, it's MeomaikA doing MeomaikA things.
Exactly, like he saw the lings, but he still hasn't reacted. The wall is not a wall here at the natural. There's still so much more of a hole here to fill. He's now trying to wall off, but it's too late. The Banelings are coming.
They are. The wall is not a wall, Light. MeomaikA will not even need to bust this down. He's making sure that those lings are on top of that load supply depot, and the Banelings lie. They're looking to get some SCV kills.
Lift. He does barely lift in time, but there's still Banelings here. They were not wasted at the natural. They do bust through into the main base. There's nothing left in the ground. The lings, they get into the main. There's only a Banshee to defend, and it's going to take so long for the Banshee to clean up these lings.
That it will. what is it? 1 shot per ling. And it's what? 1 shot per second?
Thankfully, there are a couple of Hellions. So, I mean, DarKVoiD, he's going to clean up these things in the main base, but there are more here in the natural. GG gets cold.
MeomaikA, he was angry. He was angry with himself. He could not believe he allowed himself to be that overconfident in game number 1. And now in game number 2, the fury has been unleashed. He will take us to the ace match.
Yeah, oh my god, like DarKVoiD, he had such a good opening to that game, but losing that Reaper for that creep tumor, you were pointing it out, right? Like, he needed it alive. He needed it to scout the links coming across the map, or to see the Baneling nest, or something, anything. He was in the dark, and unfortunately, he went to the void.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, okay. I thought you were making like a look see the void. I was like, how does that?
I apologize.
Like, right.
Apologize
yeah,
to everyone in the chat.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Oh god. Ace match, mate.
Ace match it is. Speaking of which, we do have a couple of updates here on the bracket. Nameless taking out NDL Techno 2-1. Not too much of a surprise. He's now going up against Gogo Joey. Demi actually 2-0's Beastork and is waiting for the winner of this series in the upper bracket semis.
That he is. Shout out to Demi, who is currently in the chats, currently watching to see who is going to be facing in the next round. And honestly, it could go either way. Like, DarKVoiD, both games was looking pretty good, to be honest. You know, maybe lacking some critical information here or there. Maybe he can clutch it out here in game number 3 on Blackburn.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know who I'm rooting for. Like, as much as I want to see another MeomaikA versus Demi, I mean, we've had maybe one of those in the past 3 months, and they're always very, very exciting matchups. I am also very curious to see how DarKVoiD would fare against somebody like Demi, who plays a lot different, but also, you know, there's a little bit of an underdog story here with DarKVoiD.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it'd be huge for him and his career if he's able to take down MeomaikA here. Obviously, this isn't the end for either player. There's still a lower bracket there. They still have a chance to come back here, whoever loses.
Yeah, there is that lower bracket, and of course, this is kind of like the quarterfinals, but even regardless, taking out a player like MeomaikA is a huge moment. No matter when it happens. But till then, we are going to be concluding this series here on Blackburn LE. We're in the bottom left-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom left-hand corner. We have the pink Terran player coming down from the land of Singapore. He is going to be representing the Brorios. He's going to make his opponents go bo question mark.
But
he is DarKVoiD.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Blackburn LE, we have the Grand Platypus himself. He has won so many of these weekly tournaments, but here he is struggling against the Singaporean Terran. He is the Vietnamese Zerg. He's red, representing Intensity Esports. It is MeomaikA.
With another pool first.
Ish. Kind of,
yeah. I don't know if technically that hatchery went down after the pool, but or before the pool, but at the same time,
I'm curious to see how DarKVoid's going to read this, because he's going to go across the map. He is going to see the pool first. He's also going to see, hey, there's nothing here at the natural. The gut reaction for DarKVoid should be to check the gold base, and there's nothing there.
Well, the gut reaction is to check his opponent's gold base, but in reality, he wants to be checking his own.
Yeah, and it's at neither, right? Like, it's up here on top of the ramp, even if he did check his gold. So there we go. The SV is headed over towards the north, but it looks like, you know, he's off doing his own thing here. This is kind of worrisome, because there we go. Roach 1 gets thrown down.
Now, if I was DarKVoid, I'd probably be thinking, all right, pool, gas, you're looking to be aggressive. I want to be a little bit more defensive here. But at the same time, without like knowing about that proxy, you don't realize exactly how aggressive MeomaikA is going to be. You don't want to put yourself a little bit too far behind for nothing. It's so important for DarKVoiD to scout that. Did he?
He did see the Roach Warren, so he knows that MeomaikA is going all in here. He doesn't really know how all in. He doesn't know about the proxy, so he doesn't. What's important about this proxy, by the way, these roaches are going to hit so quickly. They're already being morphed in. Bunker is on the way. Is it going to be done in time, though?
Well, I'm not sure the bunker's going to be done in time. I'm not sure the reactor's going to be done in time here, Light. I know Banshees aren't going to come out, and a tank isn't going to be ready in time. It is basically going to be just pure Marines. Cyclone isn't going to be out in time.
Boys are going to need to be pulled here to repair this wall. Thankfully, there are only roaches, no ravagers. So again, he can still repair this. Bunker does finish up. 3 roaches are here.
And they cannot avoid the range of that bunker. A couple of Ravagers starting to be morphed, or a single Ravager now can be morphed. It's kind of assuming he'd morphed that injured Roach as well.
I assume so as well, but so far only 1 Ravager. He does have high ground vision with these Overlords. He's going to start piling down. There's no SCVs here to repair.
That there are not. The SCVs are on the other side, and even if he were to pull from the mineral line, it's going to be a bit of a long journey. Technically, DarKVoiD is not going to be supply capped anytime soon. And the Cyclone will come out. Very good kiting and very good at picking off Overlords. Didn't even need the Cyclone for that one. Yeah,
exactly. Nicely done there. A bit of miss micro from MeomaikA, flying too close to the sun with that Overlord. Meanwhile, please, Puppy, repair the gut. Okay, thankfully, the SCVs are on it, and the Overlord goes down. Hey, that's 2 Overlords already. Mate, MeomaikA is so supply blocked.
Very hard supply clapped. Even if he does make a couple more Overlords over here, what is DarKVoiD going to make in that time? He's already getting ready with a Banshee, with a second Cyclone. Is MeomaikA going to go down to the lower bracket?
Oh, we'll see. I mean, he has to be so careful with the Cyclone. He needs to repair it. Thankfully, he's on top of that Cyclone immediately. We do have 2 Cyclones so far. Banshee's on the way. Yo, that Banshee could be the nail in the coffin here. So bold. Expanding? Mate, I don't know about this, DarKVoiD.
It's a massive risk. I mean, he technically has the tools to hold it, but it's going to be very risky regardless. Going very far forward and already taking a little bit of damage on these Cyclones. But if he can take out the Queen, he hasn't taken out the Queen.
Oh, he did not. Meanwhile, the Bars are landing, connecting on the bunker of all things, and one of the Ravagers does go down.
One of the Ravagers goes down. Another Overlord's going to go down. Supply capped for days. The Lynx start to come in. If they can surround the Cyclones, that's going to be the start of something here for MeomaikA, but it's still an uphill battle.
Yeah, it is. I mean, there was nice positioning there by DarKVoiD. He was being covered by the Marines on the high ground, but the Cyclones still went down, and the Ravagers still have not been dealt with. Another Overlord. Oh my god. MeomaikA, please. He's supply blocked again.
Calm down. He's like, you guys were telling me I need to get vision on my opponent.
He's trying to be aggressive with his Spore. Oh my god, and he's gonna borrow.
He really needs that Spore to live because Cloak is about to finish up here. Like, that's gonna be MeomaikA's only form of detection for a while. He does have a couple of Queens for other forms of anti-air. Tank is already out, but it is pretty exposed.
It's so exposed, it's gonna be biled down. But before it goes down, he may get the Spore. No, he doesn't.
Right. Oh, so close.
Oh, God.
One more hit and MeomaikA transfuses it to keep it alive.
Again, DarKVoiD with some mispositioning with that tank. Meanwhile, another Banshee's on the way because the first 2 are across the map. No detection.
This time there is detection. Yeah. MeomaikA's trying to buy some time for that Spore Crawler to finish up. And it will. But even more damage can still be dealt. It is only a single Spore Crawler. The right control. DarKVoiD can make it out of here with plenty of kills. Very good body blocking. But the tank does go down to the Biles.
Oh my god, but at the same time,
is really good regardless.
Yeah, but all the Lings got taken out by the Marines. The bunker still stands strong from earlier. At the same time, those Banshees are still going ham here in the main base of MeomaikA. DarKVoiD, mate, could he be doing it here? He does force a cancel. I don't know if that was intentional from MeomaikA.
It may be, maybe he just wants more minerals to get some units out, but he has no minerals. Like, he cannot produce anything other than 4 Zerglings right now. Whereas DarKVoiD, he's had these 2 orbital commands for quite some time. He's been muling as much as he can, and his economy has been completely untouched. A 1-base Terran player is infinitely
He can take the island.
more powerful. He's taking the island base.
Space, the big brain plays. DarKVoiD, aka Dark God himself. He's gonna be taking this base, and there is nothing that MeomaikA can do about it. He does have a decent like hold here outside the main base of DarKVoiD, but like there's still no answer to the Marines. Like these Marines are gonna do so much damage here.
What do we always say? Like, repeat after me.
Man with gun? Yeah.
OP.
Man with gun OP.
I realized that was a difficult question because we say a lot of things.
It's gonna be more Marine? Is that?
Yeah. No area to deal with this. Stim did finish up a little while ago, so DarKVoiD with this medevac and all of these Marines, he can just stim right on forward, stutter step wherever he wants to. And MeomaikA is gonna go down to the lower bracket. I do not see a scenario where he holds this.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe if he times something with the Broodlings, but the Broodlings, they do immediately get taken out. The Lings are gonna go down as well. MeomaikA's gonna try and come in, but forces to cancel, forced to expand, and he still doesn't know about the island base here for DarKVoiD.
That he does not. DarKVoiD isn't exactly making use of it though, quite yet.
True. Mule, puppy, mule.
We only have so much energy.
Oh god. Maybe he doesn't need to. Maybe he doesn't. He does. He needs to goddamn mule this goddamn base as soon as possible. He is gonna clean up back at home. He's going across the map again. There's nothing really to deal with this army. Like only Lings and Queens against Marines. Uh-oh.
It's MeomaikA with twice the army supply right now. DarKVoiD with twice the army supply right now. Like, it's so natural to just say that because we normally expect MeomaikA to be the player who's ahead. But this time, not at all. The Lings are being dealt with. The Queens are going to go down. More Lings are coming out, and the medevacs are out of energy, so MeomaikA will be able to hold this. Really? I say that. It looked like he might for a second, but even if he does hold, more reinforcements coming out for DarKVoiD. I'm just looking at that splotch of pink making its way across the map.
Yeah, it's on the way. It's the nail in the coffin. As you said, this may get cleaned up here as one more shot and the medevac would have gone down. But DarKVoiD, the second wave is going to be the killing blow here. Finally, he does mule that island base. So he is utilizing those resources to great effect. DarKVoiD, look at that income graph. It's so far ahead in terms of the pink.
Man, look at how much of a sharp spike that was. GG is called, and DarKVoiD takes out MeomaikA 2-1, going on to face Demi. What a result.
What an upset DarKVoiD made. He's gonna be feeling so good about himself right now. He takes down the king of Southeast Asia, the Grand Platypus himself. DarKVoiD takes the series and moves on to the next round. And now MeomaikA down there in the best of ones. That's a scary place to be.
Where it gets very scary, yeah. Especially because I just saw who his first lower bracket opponent is. Like, it's Beastork.
Wow.
Wow. There is 100% a scenario, a universe out there where Beastork just takes the best of one and knocks MeomaikA out.
There is. Like, no one wants to face Beastork in the best of one, mate.